Good morning, Atlanta. Today on Play to Win, best Georgia team ever? Is Derrick Henry the key to the Super Bowl? And are we just destined for a Rodgers versus Brady championship? It's all that and more coming up next on the fastest 30 minutes in television, football's Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by your Atlanta Nissan dealers. This is It Barbecue and Atlanta Peach Movers. Welcome to football's Play to Win with Falcons All-Pro defensive end Chuck Smith, Falcons All-Pro offensive tackle Bob Whitfield, Play to Win expert Jeffrey the Edge Schechter, college and SEC football expert Chris Marler, Falcons All-Pro wide receiver Terrence Mathis, and your host, Nikki Williams. Today's Hometown Team Report is being brought to you by Montlick Injury Attorneys. Our attorneys know what it takes to win.
Happy Saturday, everyone. Today's Hometown Team Report is brought to you by Montlick Injury Attorneys. Bob Whitfield, Terrence Mathis, good morning. Great to have you all back with us again in the house. And guess what? We are still reeling from that UGA National Championship win. Bob, I'm going to start with you here first. Where would you say this team ranks in school history?
Well, it has to be the best just because the playoffs were around for this era of national championship versus the other era of national championship when it was people voting who was the national championship. This time you got to see a team beat his arch nemesis in Alabama and really did it with a nice dominant fashion from the earlier matchup where they lost to how they came in and really dominated Alabama. It shows the resilience of that football team, that it can go through that adversity in the SEC championship game and then win a national title. That's better than anybody could have ever voted you as a champion when you had to earn it that way.
Heck, Bob, wouldn't you become a historian? You just took us through the entire evolution of the Bulldogs. Terrence, you got to break out that Britannica.
I'm going to make mine a little bit shorter. Yes, this is the best Georgia Bulldogs football team because you only can compare it to the team that won it 41 years ago. Now, and the reason why this is the best Georgia football team, because like Bob said, they beat the nemesis, the empire of college football, which is Alabama. So yes, this is by far the best Georgia football team for now ever.
Moving over to the Birds. Thank you, Archimedes 1 and 2. As the Falcons look towards the offseason, what would you say one pending free agent the Falcons have right now they got to keep? Bob?
Oh, I don't know if I'm thinking free agents or I'm thinking guys they have that have to restructure contracts so that they can get the next level of Falcons. I think you're going to have a mix, but I think you're going to have to look at the big money makers at the top. They may have to restructure their deals so that they can structure a team around those key elements. Matt Ryan, Grady Jarrett. Those guys may have to restructure to set up for the next great Falcon to join the squad.
All right, guys, we're just getting warmed up. When we come back, we're moving it over to the SEC. You don't want to miss it. It's all coming up next on Football's Play to Win.
When it comes to law firms, there is such a thing as too big, where the fit might never feel quite right. There's also too small, where the resources are so tight they can't handle the unexpected things insurance companies throw their way. When you've been injured, you need a law firm that's just right for you. A good fit, so to speak. We're Montlick Injury Attorneys. Not too big, not too small. Just right for you.
Just outside of a town called Basic is Basic Lake, where families gather together for some basic fun. And if you have the 2021 Nissan Rogue with 5 drive modes, you can climb above Basic and find a trail where no one else goes. The 2021 Nissan Rogue. Anything but basic.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on Rogue, or save up to $42.62 on select models.
We carry a lot in our trucks and use cutting-edge technology. Our experience is what makes us reliable. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
Get any size furnace for just $49.99 a month.
It's bow time. Nope, you're not seeing double. Right now, you can get 2 thick, hearty steak biscuits for $5 only at Bojangles. And a deal that good is enough to make anyone dizzy. It's bow time.
Today's SEC and ACC report is being brought to you by your Southeastern Nissan dealers.
And we're back. Our SEC ACC report is brought to you by Greater Atlanta Nissan. Welcome back into the mix, our very own Chris Marler. And Chris, we're not going to start off by talking about UGA. We're just going to start looking towards the future. Which SEC school would you say has had the most luck so far with the transfer portal?
First off, we are going to start talking about UGA with my smoker's voice that I still have from losing it. The question, if that was the best Georgia team ever, they've won 3 national championships. One was in 1942. If that team with like 185-pound Gerald and Harold playing defensive line, I can't imagine what that would look like against Jordan Davis. Anyways, you talk about the transfer portal, what teams have had the biggest impact. So currently on 24/7 Sports, LSU is actually ranked number 1 in terms of bringing in transfer portal talent. They brought in 11 different players from the portal in the very short time that Brian Kelly's been there. But honestly, you look at a place like Arkansas, you have some big losses at linebacker, some 6-year starters. You also have Traylon Burks leading at the receiver, bringing in 2 former 5-stars with Hazelwood from Oklahoma and now Drew Sanders from Alabama. They're replacing in places of need, and they're doing it with 5-star talent.
And looking at recruiting philosophy, do we think that it's kind of changed a little bit since the transfer portal has been around, Terrence?
Yes, it has. What it's done is it's dampened the high school kid and the junior college kid, because now they got to sit around and wait until all this clears out for the transfer portal for them to even get an offer. And right now, I've talked to tons of young men, and they're frustrated. Their families are frustrated. And I'm talking about some good football players. And yes, this is right now the NCAA football is like the NFL free agency. You know, it's getting out of control right now.
I think it's a good out of control, because you can go as a freshman and reevaluate yourself as you have forward-looking, prospects. You're like, hey, I'm fitting in well here, I can stay. Hey, I'm not fitting in well here, I can move. And it's for the kids' advantage there. So I think when it comes down to that, you might see some movement. But I always look at it as like, if you can play, you can play. Show yourself well. Try to get on the field as a freshman. Don't try to use the portal as your way to get on the field. Let your talent get you on the field.
And speaking of talent, when we come back, we're going to talk some NFL draft. And of course, the road to the Super Bowl is coming up later in the show. You don't want to miss it. We'll be right back on Football's Play to Win.
Just outside of a town called Basic is Basic Lake, where families gather together for some basic fun. And if you have the 2021 Nissan Rogue with 5 drive modes, you can climb above Basic and find a trail where no one else goes. The 2021 Nissan Rogue. Anything but basic.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on Rogue, or save up to $42.62 on select models.
Yes, you can.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, baby. We love you. We're proud of you. I love you. Brilliant, baby.
Just want to let you know that I love you.
When it comes to law firms, there is such a thing as too big and too small. When you're injured, why not call the law firm that's just right for you? At Montlick, we will always give your case the personal attention it deserves.
Chevy is taking people lots of places this holiday.
We're going sledding!
We're going to find the perfect tree.
We're going to Nana.
Let your Chevy dealer take you there with Chevy Red Tags, where the price you see is the price you pay.
Happy holidays from Chevy.
Find new places, find new roads. Very well qualified buyers may also be eligible to get 2.49% financing plus $1,000 cash allowance on this Silverado. And you may qualify for $500 bonus cash on most Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups when you find your red tag.
Today's University of Georgia report is being brought to you by Beaver Toyota. We're here to wow you.
Welcome back. Let's have it the Dogs report brought to you by Beaver Toyota. Chris Marler, big smile on your face already. Outside linebacker Nolan Smith has pledged to return for his senior season. Does that shock you?
You know, it kind of did, just because if there's any player that really ended their season in a strong way that would just kind of gain some momentum going into the draft process, it was Nolan Smith. Former number one player overall in the country coming out of high school. Kid was really good on a defense that was loaded with talent. So it did kind of surprise me, but at the same time, he almost got overshadowed a lot of times and with other players that also put up even better numbers, but he'll be the returning leading tackler. And the other part is, we just talked about what teams are winning the transfer portal. Georgia's not winning the transfer portal, but you could argue that they are doing better than any other team in the SEC because of the talent staying for another year.
Bob, are you excited about Nolan Smith returning?
I'm definitely excited about Nolan Smith. But just to give Chris a shout out, we got an Alabama kid in Emil Ekio Jr., the right guard, who's also returning for Alabama as the anchor of the offensive line. Good. And he's going to have to face Nolan Smith and those Georgia bunch of linebacker guys. So I think every school is going to have their young talent that has an opportunity to go pro, but because of the COVID-19 year, they get an extra year of eligibility to really sharpen their tools and get ready to try to win a national championship, then go pro. So either way it goes, I think it's good for the guys to say, hey, I want to go back and anchor down with my school.
If there's one player that I want to enter the transfer portal more than anyone in the country, for the love of God, let it be JT Daniels. Because if we have to do this same song and dance next year about who should start, I'm going to lose my mind. I'll lose my voice on purpose.
I think that actually might be kind of funny to watch. How many first-round NFL draft picks do you see UGA getting?
I would say probably about 4. Jordan Davis, Nakobe Dean. I mean, honestly, it's when you project it over time is where it's kind of scary, because they have 17 draft eligible players. 9 of them are ranked in the top 100 prospects from Todd McShay. And they also still get to go through the combine. So we'll see.
What do you think, Terrence?
I think it's 3. Go straight down the middle with Dean, Davis, and is it Seen or Sign?
Seen, yeah.
It's Seen. And I think you go with the safety, the middle linebacker, and the nose guard right there.
How does it go? Sight unseen. Guys, when we come back, it's our NFL report. And, of course, later on in the show, it's the road to the Super Bowl. Stay with us for all of it. We'll be right back on football's Play to Win.
Today's show is being brought to you by your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers, Chevrolet, Find New Roads, Bojangles, and Reliable Heating and Air.
Wouldn't it be awesome if you could buy your next vehicle without going to the dealership? Now you can with Beaver Direct. It's fast and really simple. Log into BeaverToyotaComing.com, click on Beaver Direct, quietly shop from hundreds of vehicles, obtain a credit approval and trade appraisal in minutes. We'll gently deliver your vehicle to your location for your private test drive. Beaver Direct is the fastest and easiest way to get a great deal on your next vehicle. Log on to BeaverToyotaComing.com and see for yourself why Atlanta buys cars from Beaver Direct.
We get uncomfortable to restore your comfort. Our commitment is what makes us reliable. Heating, cooling, hot water, plumbing, and electrical. Our results make us always reliable.
Only $19.99 a month for a new water heater.
This is it. This is it. Barbecue and Seafood brings back its best value. 2 for $32. 2 dinners, 2 desserts, 2 drinks, all for just $32.
And don't forget, This Is It is now hiring. Apply online at thisisitbbq.com. Union City, now open.
It's still the rib tips.
This is it. Oh, yeah. Got down south home cooking.
You just bought a new house. Now you've got to move. Nobody likes to move. That's why you call Atlanta Peach Movers. Your choice for the best move. No job is too big or too small, and you can be assured your belongings will get where they need to be on time and in one piece. Our in-house training facility ensures our team is ready to offer you unmatched service and a no-hassle moving experience. For the best value in the business, call Atlanta Peach Movers for a free quote today.
Today's NFL report is being brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air, servicing Atlanta's heating and air conditioning needs for over 40 years.
Welcome back. Let's have us an NFL report brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. And before we dig into this week, we got to talk about that crazy ending to the 49ers-Cowboys game last Sunday. Who's to blame in Dallas? Terrence?
There's a lot of people to blame on this one. But here's the thing. I'm watching that game and going, these Cowboys about to mess around and win this game. So they had the ball. The play before they ran the quarterback draw, I thought they should have threw the ball in the middle of the field. They'd have had enough time to get to the ball, to snap it, stop the clock, and then throw some passes in the end zone. But they did it a play too late. So I blame the head coach, the offensive coordinator, the quarterback, because at some point you have to get down. He ran maybe 5 or 7 yards too long, and he has to get down. And then I have to blame that referee by he waited till the ball was down to start running to spot the ball. So there was a lot of people to blame on that play.
Bengals at Titans now with Derrick Henry coming back into the mix. Do we think that they are now the AFC favorite, Bob?
I mean, they are the number 1 seed, correct? But as far as favorite and Derrick Henry coming back and that same mojo that works is still working, I do believe it's going to work. But they still have to contend with Cincinnati Bengals, that Joe Burrow's guy, Jamar Chase. They got a little chemistry thing going that they're blowing up. They're mixing the right chemicals together, speed, knowledge, space on the field, and they're making it work. Those two got, it's a tandem that you remember seeing from like the old 49ers days. So I think Tennessee's definitely with Derrick Henry coming back is going to, give Tannehill something with the play action, but they still got to play some heck of a defense to stop that combination of Burrow and Chase.
Terrence, do you have faith in Joe Burrow to get a win on the road against Tennessee?
I do. This young man is playing with what we call a cocky confidence, a little bit on the edge of that. He's obnoxious, but he's not. But he's playing with a lot of confidence. He has a lot of weapons around him with his tight end, his running back, the 2 receivers, even Boyd, the 3rd receiver. So the thing is, he's playing with a lot of confidence. He's just throwing the ball, letting his guys make plays. And I do have confidence in him winning this football game.
And it just keeps getting better. Now it's time for our NFL Showdown.
Today's Showdown of the Week is being brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing.
It's our prime time game. The 49ers at the Packers. What needs to happen for San Francisco to get the upset against Green Bay? Terrence, because you're making the face.
Now, this game right here, this game is scary. If you're a Green Bay Packers fan who I picked to go to the Super Bowl, I'm afraid of this game because the way the 49ers play, they play physical, they play fast, and again, I'm going to use that word, they play with confidence, and that's a scary thing. But, here's the thing. They're going to have to get Aaron Rodgers off his game early, and then you have to score points against this team early, against the Green Bay Packers early, and make Aaron Rodgers have to be a gunslinger to bring him back from a deficit.
How do you see this one going, Bob?
Well, because if you think about if Aaron Rodgers was in that you kick field goals, I'm going to score touchdowns, even from a come from behind, he is a confident quarterback that he's not going to get too pressured. He never looks pressured. Even when he's pressured, he still has a calm demeanor. He's going to look downfield and try to stretch the field. If that San Francisco's defensive front is hampered with the injury, then I say, advantage goes to Green Bay. But one of the things that Green Bay can rely on, they got 2 dominant running backs. So they can go macho football and grind out some nice little runs, inside counter, inside zone stuff, and go bully ball as well. So they don't have to just totally rely on Aaron Rodgers. They can run the ball effectively.
I don't know about you guys, but bully ball sure is fun to watch. And so is the road to the Super Bowl. It's coming up next. We'll be right back on Football's Play to Win.
We had a home warranty. And over the years, probably close to 80% of our problems came from heating and air situations. We had a major breakdown. So when we called the home warranty company, we had to come out of pocket $1,700. We came across reliable. One of the technicians explained to us there was a program to help change over the units. They would maintain the units for the life of the unit. It was a no-brainer for us.
Get any size furnace for just $49.99 a month.
Hi, honey. Oh, I missed you.
You just want to video call the kids.
Okay. Hush, little baby. Don't say a word.
But if slow upload speeds turn your good night call into an accidental horror movie,
Can you hear me?
shut it down. Just remember, you're not a bad mom. You just need better internet.
AT&T Fiber delivers faster upload speeds for more reliable video calls. Get AT&T Fiber, plan starting at $35 a month for a year. Limited availability in select areas. Call 877 only ATT.
Just outside of a town called Basic is Basic Lake, where families gather together for some basic fun. And if you have the 2021 Nissan Rogue with 5 drive modes, you can climb above Basic and find a trail where no one else goes. The 2021 Nissan Rogue. Anything but basic.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on Rogue, or save up to $42.62 on select models.
On or off the field, we all have rules to play by. But what happens after a serious car crash? When the insurance company won't play fair? At Montlick & Associates, we know injury law, and we know what it takes to win. After all, we've been winning in our field for over 35 years. If you've been injured, we're here to help. Simply dial #WIN from your cell phone for your free consultation. That's #946.
Today's NFL Road to the Super Bowl is being brought to you by your Georgia Drive Chevy dealers. Find new roads.
And let's get on down the road to the Super Bowl. It's brought to you by Georgia Drives Chevy. Bob, Bills at Chiefs. Now, we've got a great contrast in style here with this game. What's the key to disputing Patrick Mahomes in Buffalo?
Buffalo definitely has contained Patrick, but I think one of the things is make Patrick force the ball, make Patrick try to do so much that he doesn't use the other weapons that he has around him. You know, they're down to their second or third running back because Hilaire's been gone for them, but that running back, second and third running back, has been doing well for them. It's one of those things where if Patrick has to feel like he has to do everything for that team, he puts that team at jeopardy. When Patrick feels like he can hand the ball off and get some good positive yards, he can throw some dink and ducks to those second and third receivers. When you take out the big names around, you know, take out the Tyreek Hill, take out the Kelsey, and make Patrick, you know, win without those guys, and he still are able to complete those passes, then you see good Patrick. When Patrick feels he has to run the ball and throw all these awkward passes and do all these amazing things, I think it puts the Chiefs at jeopardy. So make Patrick try to feel like Superman just because you have his kryptonite.
Terrence, how much of a factor will that Bills loss to the Chiefs in the AFC Championship game last year be, and will it even matter?
Well, it's a factor on the Bills' part of it because of the fact that they were one game away from going to the Super Bowl. And we know how the Bills play in revenge games. We've seen it last week against what they did against the Patriots. But here it is. This is a different Kansas City Chiefs team. The offensive line is better. They have McKinnon, number one, McKinnon in the backfield, who can catch balls out of the backfield, run the ball out of the backfield, and he still has those weapons. Mahomes is a different quarterback now. He's not looking for the big play all the time. He can dink and dunk you and then set you up for a big play. So the advantage is still in there for Kansas City because they're playing at home for one, and Buffalo has something to prove.
And it's looking like Tampa Bay, looking at another Super Bowl. Do you guys think that they have it in the bag, or do they stumble, Bob?
I think they have the essence of something in that bag, but I think everything with Tampa is they got a heck of a swagger and moxie that not just comes from the Tom Brady side of things, that defensive side of the ball they get after it. They are an aggressive defensive front. They play well together. I think Todd Bowles had them dudes humming around that field with David at linebacker, just a amount of confidence on defense that they can shut a team down so that Tom Brady can have a nice, easy walk in the park because the defense is just dominating, giving him more touches, more chances with the ball. So I think Tampa Bay defense aids Tom Brady's excellence at quarterback.
I think you're right, guys. And you know who else is always right? Jeffrey the Ed Schechter, and his picks are up next. It's all coming up on Football's Play to Win.
Step into the new when you drive a Chevy. It's time for a fresh approach and a new perspective. Meet new friends or reconnect with some old ones and find the Chevy that's right for you. Find new experiences, find new roads. Step into the new with a new Chevy. Very well qualified buyers can get 0% financing on most Chevy vehicles. Plus, current competitive owners get an additional $750 bonus cash. Georgia drives Chevy. Find new roads.
If you have psoriasis, it's time to see the possibilities with Taltz. Up to 90% of those with moderate to severe psoriasis saw a significant improvement. Some even saw 100% clear skin. Don't use if you're allergic to Taltz. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. Increased risk of infections and lower ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about infections, symptoms, or if inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop, worsen, or if you had a vaccine or plan to. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Ask your doctor about Taltz.
Just outside of a town called Basic is Basic Lake, where families gather together for some basic fun. And if you have the 2021 Nissan Rogue with 5 drive modes, you can climb above Basic and find a trail where no one else goes. The 2021 Nissan Rogue. Anything but basic.
Get 0% financing for 36 months on Rogue, or save up to $42.62 on select models.
Are we there yet?
Are we there yet?
Are we there yet?
Are we there yet?
Are we there yet? Are we there yet?
Are we there yet?
Are we there yet?
Are we there yet?
Are we there yet?
We're there. Get your children vaccinated. Protect them from getting COVID-19 as they get back to being kids. Talk to your pediatrician.
Thank you, Mom.
Today's college and NFL predictions report is being brought to you by the Georgia Department of Public Health. Vaccination is the best tool to protect lives and stop the spread of COVID-19 in Georgia. Learn more at dph.georgia.gov/COVID-vaccine.
And welcome back. Our college and NFL predictions are brought to you by the Georgia Department of Public Health. Jeffrey the Ed Schechter. 4 out of 6 last week. That's 66% if you're not a mathematician. Congratulations. The real question, though, can you do it again this week?
I'll do my best. Thank you. 4 good games this week with 8 very good teams. First, the AFC. Cincinnati's a 3.5-point underdog at Tennessee. Tennessee could be a little inconsistent. I think Cincinnati will be straight up. Take the 3.5 with Cincinnati. Buffalo's like a roller coaster. Kansas City also. They're scoring like crazy. The defense has gotten better. I like Buffalo to win the game. Take the 2.5 with Buffalo. In the NFC, the most dangerous team is San Francisco. A ton of speed. They've looked great. 5.5-point underdog Green Bay. Of course, Green Bay is great. Take the 5.5 with Frisco. And then the Rams at Tampa Bay. Rams are 3-point underdog. I think Tampa blows them out. Give the 3 with Tampa. And good luck to everybody.
Jeffrey the Ed Schechter, our man, is on a roll. I don't know how you do it, but I'm so glad that you do, guys. And I'm so glad you tuned into another awesome week of Football's Play to Win. We will see you all same time, same place next week, Saturday, 9 a.m. on Fox 5.
Today's show has been brought to you by Beaver Toyota, Montlick Injury Attorneys. Our attorneys know what it takes to win. And AT&T.